What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Heroclix video. We are going to go over the Majestix Open Series Invitational Championship Qualifier that we just had on the 21st of May in Santa Ana, California at the store. Some of you know, maybe most of you know, that we started up the Open Series again, the 2K Invitational, which is the big end of the year tournament where people have to qualify to get one of the 8 slots. Started on the 21st. The first stop on the tour has come and gone, and we have a winner. You can see Richard Medina won the qualifier, the Invitational Qualifier, so his spot is secure in the 2K in December. But I wanted to go over the metagame and just kind of what to expect in bronze for those who don't really follow the format. This is, we've always said since day one, this is a team builder's paradise. You can play all your old pieces, well, a lot of it at least, anything that's Oreo base. There's a significant ban list because there's a lot of broken things and, you know, kind of degenerate combos that we want to try to avoid to keep it a fun and diverse format where people can basically try anything. So if you are familiar with what Modern and Silver Age is, it's really Thanos and monsters, or Thanos and Black Hearts, Thanos and Sky Tyrants everywhere. It's just, that's kind of what happens when you play in a smaller pool, right? You're just going to run into each other because you're just going to see a lot of the same things. Well, in bronze, this is like the ocean. All kinds of things out there. You can try different things, and if you do your work, homework, and research, you can definitely come up with something kind of cool. So there were 19 players at this event. The metagame was very diverse, so we're just only going to go over the top 8 lists. So if you want to see what the or let's start with looking at the top 8, just the archetypes, right? Because most of the things you'd see on Modern or Silver are a lot of the same stuff. Granted, this is a smaller sample size, but you'll have an idea of like what you can do. So here you can see first place was a Latveria team. It's your typical Doom cosmic type thing with having Sky Tyrant in there as well. The second place is a Fantastic Four Point Denial. This utilizes the Invisible Woman and Wolverine. It's kind of old hat for Modern, but in bronze there's a little bit more oomph, I guess you could say, because there's entities you could put on and a Gamma Bomb to help get extra points. You know, and this one actually played the Galactus Herald dial. Third place is Mystical Black Hearts. That's, you know, there are going to be some Modern and Silver staples here, but as you can see here, almost everything's different. Then there's Cosmic Thanos, which is the big bad, but although the Thanos and the Black Hearts were probably the most played in the event, only one of each made it. Actually, 2 if you look at it's just 2 different types of Black Hearts. And then the 5th place is kind of like a bronze staple, is Alyosha's Animals. It's your basic animal team that you'd see in Silver Modern, but with Alyosha Kraven giving it way more firepower, way more reach, just better options, and having Titano in there as well. 6th place is a Monsters, your typical Monsters team with Blackheart and Sky Tyrant, Venom, Magneto, Retals, things like that. And then the 7th place is another bronze staple, Jason Rulers. It's Jason of Sparta with Jason Wingard, because Wingard is banned in Silver but not in bronze, so that's much more team building you can do in bronze. And then 8th place is Latveria. Note that when we get to it, the Latveria lists are a little bit different. They have a lot of same pieces, but they kind of function differently because the Latveria on the first place team has more characters, but the 8th place team has more of a defensive strategy to it. So let's go over the top 8. All right, so the first place is Richard Medina. As I said, he won. He went 5-0 in the Swiss and then won out. He was the number 1 seed, didn't lose the game all day. You can see Latveria theme +9, which is, you know, he's really trying to get the map. It's your typical Doom with Sky Tyrant, and it has Dark Phoenix, Molecule Man, Valeria Von Doom, Groot, Skyscraper, Wonder Woman, Brainiac, and then the emotional modifier Power Gem Spin. He's with the Dooms in bronze. There's a lot of answers. So he was using. I was watching him. He was using a lot of. The Dooms all day. He was using. I saw him use Sorcerer Supreme in one, Annihilating Conqueror in another one because he needed to Pulse Wave the Invisible Woman, and Jason. He used the Four-Armed Doom to prevent limit actions, and then he used Lord Doom to prevent bystanders with Jason. So this team has a lot of answers. This is more of the mid-range, kind of covers everything, and it has Retaliators, a big attacker in Sky Tyrant, and objects, right? So it's kind of we've seen this already. So nothing really much to say, more to say about it. Second place team we've seen in Modern, and if you're not prepared for it, you'll definitely lose, because Clay, I think he lost twice all day in the finals, and then one time during Swiss. But it's basically an Invisible Woman team where it's the Cosmic Clash pieces where they choose the effect where they can't be attacked or they can't be targeted unless the character started within 3 squares of them. Started their turn within 3 squares of them. So you can attack them. They have barrier. They have phase because of the space gem. Carry each other. Wolverine is there. He's kind of undying. With Ion, he can survive more, and he can just pack a punch as well. Gamma Bomb is there for, if the game goes long and it goes off, it's going to get a lot of incidental pieces. Because if you look at this team, other than Gamma Bomb, there's really no points, right? You'd have to kill an Invisible Woman, or if you get lucky and the Destroyer comes out, you can kind of one-shot him with a Sky Tyrant flurry, let's say. And that's exactly how Richard won the finals. Just out comes Destroyer, and then Sky Tyrant kills him before he goes away. And Galactus is there. In addition to the Gamma Bomb, Galactus is there to push to get more incidental damage, right? Because if they're going to stay in the back as well, they're going to take damage from Galactus. Third place, we have Alyssa McNeil. She played a variation of the Mystical Blackhearts team that is pretty popular in Silver. The main difference here is adding Doctor instead of Sheriff Strange. And this is the Doctor from The Flash. You can see there's the old figure. Essentially what it is characters can't use mind control as free. And if they do use mind control at all, they take one unavoidable afterwards. So this is a hard counter to Thanos, because Thanos' mind control is free. And it's still on theme, which is great. And he has Prob, Running Shot, Pen Blast, but the stats are low. But it forces Thanos to have to attack Doctor, which means he has to overextend. Blackheart, which means Blackheart and Tri-Sentinel and Faust, they can all do their thing to try to take him down, and kind of that's what Alyssa did in the top 4. And then, speaking of Thanos, 4th place, Patrick Booth, Cosmic Theme. It's a Thanos variant here. It's Thanos with Parallax. So that's in bronze. Now that Thanos has access to entities, he can get more powers now. And one of the main things he gets here is he gets a stat boost in damage with the Parallax, as well as Pen Blast. So when he's hitting, he can now do penetrating attacks when he's doing his range attacks through the Mind Gem, right? And then he has Sprite, High Evolutionary, Franklin, Brainiac. It's kind of like Thanos, and then add your support pieces. And in this case, he decided to go for the little guys, not retails. And then 5th place is one of the top teams in the format, and this is the first one here. That's a bronze kind of staple. This is a better, kind of like you'll see a better version of this in bronze than in modern and in silver. And that's Austin Murray's 5th place team, the Animal Theme Team. Alyosha Craven, Spider Hammerai, Maggots, Lockjaw, But in bronze, you have a Retaliator, because in modern, there's no Retaliators for animals. But Titano is a huge Retaliator. Alyosha Craven kind of brings it all together, being able to move your guys all the way across. And of course, emotional modifier. That's the other thing. A lot of emotional modifiers were in the format in the tournament because they're really trying to stop Thanos' mind control. He's really starting to cause some problems. So maybe we might see a rise in Nighthawk Prime as well. But we'll see. And in 6th place is another modern and silver staple that's ported over to bronze. It's kind of like, it's all just like modern pieces with some silver equipment. And Jesse Cortez's monster theme team with Blackheart, 2 Sky Tyrants, Venom Magneto, Retals, and objects. Wall Dorms and Venom Harness for the Tyrants. Pretty solid. It's kind of like you've seen this already. It's just you have access to better equipment now. And in 7th place is the second list here that is a bronze staple. And this is the Jason of Sparta team. 7th place here, Jackson Smith. It's a ruler theme +7. 2 Jason Wingards, Jason of Sparta, Venom Magneto, Groot, Gorilla Grodd, Green Proteus. And then, of course, a whole bunch of bystander options. And the main one being the characters from Dr. Demonicus's sheet card, because he can make 4 different ones that are huge. In-game and metaphorically, figuratively as well. The Jason of Sparta is kind of what makes this really competitive, makes it work, because he has a turn where they have basically immune, and afterwards they can attack. So having good keywords like ruler and soldier and warrior, Sparta can be on all kinds of teams. So this is just one version of it. And it was pretty potent, as you could see. He finished in the top 8. And, in the previous events, Jason Sparta is just a solid piece. And then the 8th place team is a Latveria team by Julio Blandino. Same Annihilating Conqueror, Sky Tyrant, and Valeria Molecule Man. Now, the one difference here is, whereas Richard upped his theme count to +9 so he can win map, Julio eschewed that for Captain Marvel Prime, so that he can be defensive. Because between Valeria Richards, Marvel, and Valeria Von Doom, it's a lot of defense. Because if they just pump up Marvel's defense to a 21, let's say, with the perplexes, and he ports over to get in front of Sky Tyrant, they got to hit that 21, right? It's not very hard. So this is a basically the same as the first place team. It's just has more of a defensive strategy as opposed to offensive. It could definitely go more offensive at a drop of a dime, because Captain Marvel and Sky Tyrant can be offensive as well. But that's the metagame going into the second event, which is next week. It'll be really cool to see what other innovations. And just a quick note for the bronze builder winners. You see the picture here. The 2 winners were an Emerald Empress team from Superman Legion that had a bunch of relics on her, and just loading her up so she could do a bunch of free stuff like flurry, mind control, running shot, stuff like that. So it's a super glass cannon, but it was pretty cool. He finished 2 and 3. He was the highest finishing 2 and 3 player, so he did get a lot of points. And then the other team, you can see, has Mr. Migsy, which is the dice manipulator, size manipulator, just all kinds of mischievous stuff. So those are the 2 winners. So we always like to highlight the cool team ideas, because like I said, this format is for team builders. So you will get rewarded by getting store credit and a little pin showing that your team building skills are top notch. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with more Bronze Age stuff, more team breakdowns, and also probably take a look at some other true Bronze Age pieces that are actually still viable, right? We're talking pre Silver Age stuff, so pre Superior Spider-Man. We'll do a video on that. I guess that's it. Until next time, guys, remember, only bad players blame the dice. See ya.